Yo, what's going on, boys? Hey, it's me, Ludwig, and this is pretty much a one-to-one ripoff of the Weekly Slap. One, because I also loved watching Mail Monday growing up, and two, because, I mean, if it's good enough for Jay Schley. So, look, basically, if you don't know, the way it's gonna work is I have a lot of questions that viewers have asked me. I have an email down below if you want to send some stuff. And then also the goal of this is to tie in a story because I have my Storytime editors editing this. So let's jump into it. Hey, Ludwig, I don't know if this is a troll or a scam. Well, yeah, you're talking to me. It's a scam. But it'd be nice to hear some advice on breakups. I was broken up with in May and I still haven't recovered. After the breakup, I lost a lot of friends and I'm currently at a loss of what to do. I actually have a story about this that I've never told on stream because I was kind of embarrassed. Senior year of college, I'm going to Arizona State University and I live with my girlfriend at the time at West 6th Place, which if you don't know is like this awesome skyscraper that sits over Mill Avenue, which is the bar street that all the cool college kids go to hang out at. It's like the dream living situation. And I'd been dating my girlfriend at the time for about like three and a half years. We had some arguments in the past, and let's just say she wasn't a big fan of me doing video games or comedy. So I kind of did them a little less when I was with her. She also wasn't the biggest fan of a lot of my friends from back home. So I had kind of shoved those friendships to the side. She even wasn't that big of a fan of my sister. Saying it all now makes me sound like a psychopath. Why would I do all this? But in the moment, I thought to myself, this might be someone I end the rest of my life with. We'll probably work through these things in due time. And for now, I'm still happy in my relationship. I'll just do this. Genius idea, Ludwig. Everyone told me it's a bad idea, but I thought this was a great idea. It can't possibly go wrong. Well, one day, I'm walking through Mill Avenue. I came home early from a Smash tournament. I'm walking by one of the bars known as Fat Tuesday, and I happened to see what I thought was my girlfriend. So I keep walking, and I don't say anything. I don't even know why. I just kind of kept quiet and snuck around. It was dark out. There was a bunch of people in the bar, and I look around, and there's a guy she's talking to, and I don't recognize him. And I'm like, oh my God, new friend. So I go to walk up and say hi, and as if I'm in a movie scene, as I am walking towards them, they start making out. Yeah, I live witnessed someone cheating on me. It was a crazy experience. And obviously, we broke up and I ended up living by myself. But the worst part wasn't the breakup. It was that I had lost a lot of friendships on the way. And so I spent the last 4 months of college alone in my penthouse suite playing Breath of the Wild, and then when I would get bored of that, I would watch sad anime like Your Lie in April and cry. Things got so bad, I was working at Apple at the time, that these poor old boomers who wanted to reset their Apple password would hop on the phone. They'd go, hey, yeah, Ludwig, yeah, I'm struggling with my password. And I would get furious. I had such little patience that I would throw my headset on the wall, go to my couch, watch more anime and cry, come back an hour later just to find out that the boomer is still on the phone trying to make it work. My grades were the worst since I had entered college, and I had what I thought was no friends. So I eventually went home to do what anyone should do in a spot they're stuck in. If you can do this, hang out with your mom. And while I was there was like a birthday weekend for one of my friends. And I kind of sat down with all of my friends and I just apologized. I mean, I apologized for like ditching them for the past, 1 year, 2 years, whatever it was. There was waterworks, all right? There was tears left and right. But now these friends, these people who I've been hanging out with since high school, since elementary school, just a few weeks ago, we went to the Patriots-Buccaneers game. Had one of the best weekends of my life hanging out with these guys, and I wouldn't have had that unless I had taken the big step to actually apologize and try to reconnect with them. Look, I don't think that's the exact position you're in, but the thing about good friends is for whatever fucking reason, they are still there for you after you do dumb shit. I don't know why. I don't know what contract they signed, but I promise you, if you play enough Breath of the Wild and watch sad anime and cry about it, you'll eventually get over it. Hey there, my name is Sarah, and I'm a proud member of the female minority of your viewers at the ripe young age of 17. Don't call it ripe. I'm graduating from high school this spring, and I'm horrified. Both of my older siblings are college dropouts. But since I have straight A's and good SAT scores, my parents think I'm going to be the family's first success story or something. Here's the catch. If I'm honest, I'm so afraid of going through the motions. You know, like going to college, paying off my loans, having kids. So should I just play my part like everyone else? Should I take a chance at something different, or is that a childish dream that I should just get over? First of all, a really good question. You said, should I give up my childish dream? I wouldn't call any dream childish. I would say some are loftier than others. Going through the motions is not what you think it is at all. Like everybody in high school, going to college, or maybe even you're in college, thinks that this is some going through the motions type thing. I wish I could be as good as I think my parents were at going through the motions. Okay? If you figure out how to crush college, get a great GPA, get a great job, make sure that you're also eating well, cooking for yourself, doing laundry. And then at some point, you have to use your free time to find a significant other and then have kids and then still do all the other shit. Are you serious? That's an incredibly difficult task to do and really impressive for anyone that does it in like a good way. But I thought I'd tell you guys a story because I've talked about this briefly before on stream, but never why. So all throughout high school, I became like a host. Like we would do Mr. High School and I hosted that show. And I thought to myself, I want to be a late night talk show host. I went to my sister's college graduation. The commencement speaker for her graduation day was Jay Leno. While Jay Leno was walking from the green room out to the stage, I yelled from the stands, "Jay, I'm going to be a late night talk show host someday." And then he looked up at me and he said, "What's your name, kid? I want to know your name so when you're there on the big stage, I can say I knew it." And I said, "My name is Ludwig." And then I proceeded to not attempt to be a late night talk show host at all. But everything I did was still down the late night talk show host route. I went to college for journalism because I thought, well, you know, late night talk show hosts are kind of like news anchors, but they just talk about funny stuff. So I'll be a journalist. I pursued comedy because I was like, well, you know, they're also funny. I can't just do news. I need to also do funny. And I ended up joining a comedy club in college. And everything I did was like collecting the Thanos stones to being a late night talk show host. And then I graduated. And this ties into a lot of other people's questions of what do you do after graduation? Well, I applied to about 200 jobs to try to get any job in the entertainment industry at all. Every single application, and I'm not exaggerating, was rejected, with the exception of one, which I got an interview in Los Angeles to work at a magazine. A magazine is like the absolute lowest in the entertainment industry, but I thought it was a step. I worked there for 6 weeks and I got fired for messing up the byline under a picture. It said like James pictured left, and then it was a woman. She was mad enough that she called the magazine, and then apparently she's a big enough client that they called me in the next day and they fired me. And every job I had since then was not part of my plan. It was just kind of part of getting through life. You can get lost trying to get through life, just trying to get your bills paid. You'll pick up whatever job, whatever shifts you can, sometimes second jobs. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to pursue the things that made me happy, which at that point was Super Smash Bros. Melee and doing the podcast with my friend Slime. And I figured the closest thing to gaming and talking out loud for a while was streaming on Twitch. You can pursue your hobbies, your goals, whatever they are, on the side of having to do all your life shit. And if you don't believe you can do that, well, just think about like all the single mothers out there. Single mothers have to do everything you do while also taking care of a child. Whatever hobby you have is probably not as intensive time-wise and effort-wise as taking care of a child. You can go through all the motions, and then while going through the motions, you can take care of your child. And your child obviously isn't a child you had at 17 years old, please God. But your child is that hobby, whether it's streaming YouTube or something totally different. The thing about dreams is like, they're always there, right? Like I always still have a dream of being the biggest streamer in the world. Every step you take is an action item to get closer to the dream. And every step you take makes the dream a little less childish. Anyway, that's it, boys. Thanks for watching. If you guys liked it, make sure to drop a subscription. Have a good rest of your day.